Be firm when closing the sale. Closing sales techniques 1. Because if closing the sale has been defined as the logical consequence to a good sales interview, now is not the time to doubt but to be firm. I am José Manuel García-Lomas Allen-Perkins. In the business and sales world in which we professionals move are full of anecdotes. And we're talking about the critical situation, the moment of truth, as is the closing of sales, that someone said it is time to check if we have been sufficiently effective in convincing our customer to accept our sale. Whenever I say be firm in closing the sale, a powerful personal experience I had in the past clearly comes to mind. At that time, years ago, I needed to buy a new personal computer for my private office. As at that time I was working with many companies in the IT world in commercial and management training processes, I had the opportunity to survey different professionals participating in my courses in a natural and incidental way about which computers were on the market at that time that had the best performance. Surprisingly, professionals with a strong technical and commercial background were indicating me different computer brands and models, even pointing me out with great sincerity brand of his own competition, thus giving me good information so that I, without giving the subject the slightest importance apparently, was informing me of what was on the market with a very professional eye. It was interesting to see how professionals from a leading brand competition were indicating me that at that time those computers were without a doubt the best of the market. The truth is that inadvertently by then all of them coincided and in fact unknowingly sold me the most advanced personal computer of that brand that was on the market at that time. Neither short nor lazy, I took advantage of the fact that a nephew of mine who was an IT expert and who also worked in a company had bought a lot of computers and services from an important dealer of that leading brand, took advantage of that circumstances, and I called him and thought it was a golden opportunity for my nephew to accompany me and advise me on the purchase, and also because his company was a good customer of the dealer, I could receive advice, and at the same time I was sure I would get a good economic discount if my nephew accompanied me, since the company he worked for was, as I say, a good client of that dealer. And so I did. I took advantage of an afternoon that I had some free time, since I was very busy with a heavy workload at the time, and with my nephew we went to that dealership that he knew well. We were kindly received by the director in her magnificent office, and after calling a young expert of the house to accompany us and demonstrate the operation of the computer, where my nephew and I conducted through an interesting process of demonstration of the computer originally chosen. The demonstration was a real disaster. That is to say, it was a horrible demonstration. I could not believe that such an important brand made the fatal mistake of giving me a lousy demonstration but I was a good customer. They didn't have to sell it to me. Already other experts from other competition brands had sold it to me from a technological point of view. So I went over the bad demonstration they were giving me. I thought for myself that how was it possible that a major dealer of a major brand of computers would allow himself the tremendous mistake of giving a disastrous demonstration. It seemed incredible to me. At the end of the demonstration, my nephew and I landed in the magnificent office of the great director of that dealership. I was correct, polite, and did not want to waste my time with reproaches about the lousy demonstration which I had been given. I went over it, we talked about other things, and in the end the moment of the truth came, the time of the closing the operation, the sale. See the big dealership director look at me, I look at her. She look at me again, I look at her again. She looks at me, I look at her. And after a long pause where I was hoping for a good closing, she finally pulls out and says, "What?" I quietly look at her with a poker face. "What?" she repeated again. "What?" she insisted. I began to worry, thinking, "Come on, take out the papers, tell me where to sign, and let's close the computer operation." Because the truth is, I need it, and I can't waste my time looking at other brands. She again, after a long pause, said, "What?" And now she's added that you have to think about it, right? I didn't fall backward to the ground, to my surprise, because the seat I was sitting on was big and heavy, and I held my breath back. But the surprise had just begun, because my mouth opened and began to say to my great amazement, "Yes, yes, I have to think about it." When I said that, my mind was telling me, "But why do you say that if you have nothing to think about? If you want to buy the computer." And the truth was that I myself was amazed to see my mouth going one way and my mind the other. When I realized that, I was on the street outside the dealership asking me that philosophical question of what a kid like me is doing on a street like this without the computer I came to buy. The truth is that for a moment I thought that something was wrong with my head and that I should go to the psychologist or psychiatrist quickly. But then I thought, let's see what happened. Let's analyze it. I have been given a very bad demonstration. I have not been given any discount in spite of being accompanied by my nephew, since his company was a good customer of that dealer. And on top of that, when I'm waiting for them to close the operation, she goes and says if I have to think about it. And with it she was pushing me, that great dealership director, to leave her office and get out to the street without my computer. Luckily, only a week passed, and I discovered that an acquaintance of mine from the tennis club where I play regularly, when I told him the story, I discovered that he was some general manager of that computer brand. He gave me his business card to go to another dealer who owed him some favors, and who would take good care of me by going on his behalf. So I did, and to my surprise, the other dealer of the brand took care of me very well, and above all they gave me a great discount on the purchase of the computer. The great director of the first dealer will never know why she lost the sale, that in fact I had it already made, since she didn't have to sell me, since I was definitely going to buy. And the reason she lost the sale was only because she violated that statement with which I started this video. She was not firm at the time of closing. Rather, her insecurity was passed on to me and gave my mind time to come to the facts of the bad demonstration and the lack of the detail of not giving me any discount. So don't forget to be firm when you close the sale. This is not time for hesitation. On the contrary, our firmness and our best smile spread security to our customer. Okay, if you are interested in our videos, I suggest you give a like and subscribe to our channel for the videos that are to come.